it's time for books. So cuddle up to Mum or Dad and let's rock and read. Today, I'll be reading you Emily Writes. And this is how it goes. A frog, peach, crocuses, a rose, a daffodil, a donut, butterfly, fly, bee, daisy, caterpillar, buttercup. Spring 1834, Amherst, Massachusetts. Little Emily tiptoes into Father's study, being as quiet as dust. She discovers a scrap of paper under Father's desks. Some chance slip. It is the back of one of his legal letters, discarded for he is done with it. She finds a gnawed pencil stub too on the floor near the basket. Perhaps, she thinks, I will make a poem. Her brother Austin knows a lot about poems. She finds yet another piece of paper, this time in the basket. She likes it even better than the first, for it has numbers on it. Checking to see if Father notices, she picks that paper out, turning it around until it fits under her hand. She scribbles circles and circles, though not actual letters. Some round like the moon, or a summer peach. Some the spiral of a hanging vine. A year and a half older, Austin already knows how to write his ABCs. He has tried to teach Emily to write her name. Emily begins with an E, he says, drawing the capital E, strict as a ruler, down the left side of the page. Emily's lines are never so straight. She prefers the bend and the curve. See, Father, Emily says to the stern-faced man busy at his desk. I wrote this poem for you. He nods but does not stop working, nor does he smile. He only reads on Sunday, Emily thought. She likes the Bible stories he reads aloud, though she does not like sitting still just to hear a tale. Sometimes she thinks Father is as far away as an island. There is an island in the Connecticut River. That is certainly far away. Emily takes a sheet of paper with its poem into the bustling kitchen. I wrote a poem, she says. Mrs. Max studies the paper with great care. What does it say, she asks. I don't have any of my glasses. Emily giggles and points. The glasses are on top of Miss Max's head. Oh, those aren't my poetry glasses, said Miss Max. Those are my cooking glasses. Emily points to the scribble on the page. She likes poems, especially the verses Austin recites. She reads her poem to Miss Mac. It is a 3-word poem. Frog and bog, she said. It rhymes. So it does, replied Mrs. Mac. Frog and bog, a very good rhyme indeed. And surprisingly, she adds, me deep, and makes a bullfrog face. Emily thinks Mrs. Mac's face looks as if it has turned green. She certainly sounds like the big bullfrog that sings at the garden's end. They both laugh and share the crumbles of last night's coconut cake. Then Emily clears the table and sets the 2 small plates by the side of the sink. Now Emily climbs upstairs to find Mother lying in her bed, a cooling cloth on her forehead. She often spends the afternoon this way. I wrote a poem, Emily says. Frog and bog. Mother does not open her eyes. Yes, dear, she says. Me deep, replies Emily. Not so loud, said Mother. You awake, Lavinia. Emily tiptoes over to the baby's cot, whispers, "Frog and bog." Little Viddy smiles in her sleep. She always smiles, Emily thinks. She is even, just like Austin's straight line. Winnie puts her thumb in her mouth as if it's a stopper in a bottle. "Frog and bog," Emily repeats, licking each word. They taste as sweet as the honey. The bee bears away. The frog poem sounds even better this time. Then Emily goes downstairs quietly so as not to annoy her mother, who makes her feel rainy. Out she heads into the spring garden, for she has not told her poem to the flowers yet. There are roses still cut up in their buds, seeds of daffodils, small presents of crocuses. Emily smiles. The garden made her feel all sunny, like a poet. "Frog and bog," she whispers, and thinks she hears in return the long sigh of the frog. She puts the poem under a rock and goes looking for the real frog she heard in the night. There is no bog in Amherst, but there are plenty of springs. She thinks about the real and the unreal. Perhaps poems are the in-between, just as she is in between Austin and Vinny. Then she comes back into the house and finds another chance slip. This one's an envelope with writing on it. When she carefully opens it, lifting the flap, it looks just like a house. "Envelope," she says out loud. She tries to think what rhymes with it and cannot. Miss Mac is still in the kitchen, so Emily goes to ask. She holds up the envelope and says, "What rhymes with this?" Miss Mac takes the envelope and places it next to her ear, as if she's listening to what the paper has to tell her. At last she says, "Hope, my dear girl. That's the best rhyme for envelope. So in a pinch you might try cope or lope or perhaps soap. But what you shall make of all those rhymes, I haven't any idea." Then they sit down to share a fresh baked donut. "Hope," says Emily a bit dreamily as she bites into her bit. "Yum," she mumbles. "I had hoped for that." The donut is as warm and sweet in her mouth as any new poem, and as true. Well, thank you for joining me to read Emily Writes. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.